So let's start with the latest breaking news on the Air Canada situation. Of course, this is a story that's really been evolving all weekend. 10,000 flight attendants are defying a back-to-work order, leading Air Canada, which had hoped to resume operations today, to instead cancel hundreds more flights. Airline officials are blaming the union, CUPE, for the fact that planes remain grounded.
My concern, our entire company's concern, is our customers, particularly those that are stranded at their destination. We've got to get the planes back in the sky. We've got to get Canadians moving again. What's happening here right now is my coworkers are supporting our Toronto Pearson operation. And on a normal day, they'd be supporting 40,000 customers moving through this airport. We should be back in the air right now, but due to this illegal strike directive from CUPE to our flight attendants, we're still grounded and our customers are still facing disruption and uncertainty.
And flight attendants are staging protests in several cities, including Montreal and Vancouver, and expressing anger toward the federal government for intervening in the labor dispute. CTV's Jeremie Charron following the latest developments for us and joining us now from the Ottawa International Airport. All right, Jeremie, certainly a whirlwind weekend trying to stay up to speed on what's been going on here. What can you tell us at the moment about what we've heard sort of up to the minute from the union and from the airline?
Yeah, I mean, look, Tony, so far unchanged in the last few hours, but much has changed since the day started, as you've touched on. Look, the union taking the position that they're going to move ahead with this strike. We saw the national president from CUPE this morning ripping up that back-to-work order and the binding arbitration order coming from the federal government through, of course, the Labor Board, and the union taking the position that they are not going to listen to that ruling. They're going to oppose and go against the federal order to get back to the bargaining table and to go back to work. And so that results in today another day of chaos for a lot of travelers across the country and abroad. Canadians stuck all over the world, really trying to get back home. We know that hundreds more flights were canceled today as a result of the CUPE employees and flight attendants deciding to keep going with this strike. Air Canada had hoped that today around 2 o'clock flights could start operating again as normal. That, of course, has not happened. The latest word from Air Canada is that they're hopeful that tomorrow evening they'll be able to resume flights, but all of the flights that were planned for today have been canceled, and we know through speaking to a lot of travelers that flights for tomorrow have been canceled too. I've been speaking today to a family that is in Portugal trying to get home. They were told late this afternoon that their flight tomorrow was canceled. They were holding on to hope throughout the day. Earlier this morning when I had spoken to them, their flight was still on. It has now been canceled. They've been told that there is no alternative way for them to get home. So they are really stuck in limbo right now. They are stuck in Portugal trying to find a way home and get back to their jobs, get back to their lives. So certainly this is not an easy situation, Tony, for a lot of travelers, but the position right now is unchanged. Air Canada believes this is an illegal strike, is calling this an illegal strike. They want to see workers back on the job, and they want to see flights resuming. The union believes that the strike order or the return to work order from the federal government was unconstitutional, and they have decided to continue on with their picketing.
And Jeremy, have we heard anything from the federal government today in defense of that order that was issued through the Labor Board, but from the government decision?
Certainly not in defense. All we have heard so far from the federal government and the jobs minister, Patty Hajdu, is that they are monitoring the situation. And so certainly we'll be looking to see whether or not the government, takes any further action or any other steps here. Much more action would require, more significant work when it comes to legislating this and probably, a vote in the House of Commons, that kind of thing. I'm not going to get into all of the details, but as far as it stands right now, the federal government kind of just monitoring. What we do know, though, is, Canadians, Tony, where they stand on this through public opinion polling that has been published throughout the week. Most Canadians side with the flight attendants in this issue. And Abacus data polling from earlier this week shows that even most Canadians would have preferred if the federal government had not stepped in and actually allowed workers to strike despite the disruptions that this has caused cause to travelers.
Okay, well, that is sort of an updated snapshot on where we are on Sunday evening. CTV's Jeremie Charron at Ottawa International Airport. Always appreciate it, Jeremie. Thank you.